Hello and welcome to another episode of Theorycraft. My name is Anders and I believe this is episode number 20. Before we get into it, if you want, go and check out the GoFundMe donation link at the bottom in the description. It's for my friend Daniel, who's been struggling with cancer and is going through a lot of recovery, which is, one, expensive, but it's also going to probably help him. And yeah, you should definitely go check that out. We really appreciate it if you do. Now, we're going to be looking at Train this time, because Train has become one of those maps that is kind of lacking in just involvement in any way. There's not much going on in the metagame right now. A lot of teams, a lot of in-game leaders have decided, and maybe rightly so, that it's quite difficult to break through on the T side once the CT side have a lot of grenades. There are a lot of choke points, which means HEs and Molotovs do a lot of work, and if you wait, then the game slows down a lot, and it can be kind of hard to find any picks even after that. So, yeah, just a bit of a struggle, and I think we talked a lot about this during E-League, Moses and I bet we'll talk about it during DreamHack Masters, which is coming up, maybe even into the Majors. So to try and spice things up a little bit, I wanted to try and see if I could change some of the game on Train before we actually got to that part of it. Now, I'm obviously secretly slightly proud that that we came up with the idea of the wall of smokes here on Theorycraft and some of the earlier videos that we did right when Train came out. So just in case you are you haven't seen that before, you should have if you've ever seen anyone play Train. It's this wall that sort of essentially breaks off the bomb site from the CT side, and you can go get the bomb down inside. That has become not the best strategy in the world anymore, because everybody knows how it works. You know where the smokes are coming from, you see them coming, and you kind of know how to react to it. So people try and avoid doing it, or they try and do it as sort of a Hail Mary. If you get the bomb down, maybe you can defend it, but it's not even sure, because again, if the CTs have a lot of grenades, where are you going to hide? Back here, back there, they can Molotov all of it. So it's very tricky, and yes, I think it's worth trying to reinvent some of this. Another point I think we made in that video, or maybe it was another one, was the idea that a smoke that has the same destination but multiple points of origin or departure is going to be a more powerful smoke, because it eliminates some of the certainty that the CTs will have in where the smoke is actually being thrown from. If they know that, you know, the smoke that lands here only has one position that it's getting thrown from, and it's over here by T-spawn, then they don't have to do any thinking. They just know that it's there, and that's it. End of the math right there. And if you see 3 of them coming out, well, then you know where, you know, 3/5 of the CT of the T side is. That's a lot of information, right? You know that if this wall goes down, it's not really going to be a rush. That can't happen. They have to run for such a long time. It's just very unlikely. So for that reason, we want to try and give the T side another way to throw this wall, and then we've got some other tricks as well. We're going to start up here though with this grenade, just looking into where these intersect. Oh wait, right here where these intersect. And then we're going to stand up, we're going to look for this wire, and we're just going to aim at the top right of it and do a little jump throw right there. Into the skybox we go. And for some odd reason, that bounced the wrong way. I really wish they would redo those train tracks, by the way, because it's one of the most frustrating things that you can't actually be quite sure if it hits the train track itself, it's going to bounce to the wrong side. It's very frustrating. This is how it normally lands, so we'll just accept that. I hate re-editing videos just because one or two smokes goes wrong. Anyway, next we're going to be here, and again, you want to shoot out the windows, which is a problem because people can hear it and beep. So if that gives a little bit of the game up, not all of it, but some of it, and you need a lot of control up in this part. So we'll just assume that you have that in this video, but in, you know, when you're live, that's going to be a lot of time that you have to spend making sure that you're not going to get shut down while you're doing this. So I'll leave that up to somebody else to worry about, not my problem right now. Again, we're looking into the ground right here, and we're going to stay crouched. We're going to look here and sort of aim. There's a decal up there. Again, you just need to spend a little bit of time looking at it, and you should be able to figure it out. And it's going to go all the way in and touch the skybox and land right on that. So again, that one's a little bit tricky. Maybe somebody wants to come up with an even better one, but I think this one works for most purposes, and it goes down like that. If you throw it if you aim too far down, then it's not gonna touch the skybox, and it'll just land all the way over here or something, which may also be useful one day. The next one, the first one was here. The next one's going to be from over here. Same kind of decal. Again, it may look like all these decals are impossible to tell apart, but if you spend a little bit of time looking at them, I've spent several hours looking at them, you kind of get used to telling them apart. You want to crouch down again, you want to aim between these two spots and just a little bit off to the left-hand side, and again, crouch, jump throw into the skybox, and then on the other side. And then we have our wall of smokes. But this time, wow, from 3 different angles, and this opens up some possibilities. Now, I think somebody smarter than me will come up with a way to actually use this in game. So I'm not going to sort of spend too much time talking about how it could be used, but one theory could just be you do this and then suddenly you have 3 people in B, or 5 if you want. Or you could be 3 out pop dog and 2 coming out main, or you could throw one of the smokes like you normally would from over here and the other 2 from that way. And then even if the CT see the smokes in the sky, it's going to be difficult for them to call out exactly what's happening, right? They see the wall, but now there could be a lot of doubt and confusion on the other side about exactly what's happening. So, and that's what we really want. Now, the next trick is this Molotov that I was rambling about on Twitter, if you follow me there. And I was quite proud of it, and in some senses still am. Now, it might be just a little bit tricky to set up, so forgive me if I get this wrong 1 or 2 times. But I actually got pretty good at throwing it, so I hope I'm not underselling it too much here. So basically we want to line up on this spot, and we're going to be aiming at, so you see that this wall has this, we're going to be aiming kind of at the bottom of this one. So, oh, sorry, a little bit, kind of there. So we're going to be trying to see if we can get this done. All right, so all we're going to do is run and throw. And that's going to throw it right down there. For anyone standing, you're not going to get shot by anyone who's standing with an AWP at the bottom of B, and it bounces on this. That's what made me so happy, is that it bounces on this little stupid corner. And yeah, it's really annoying when someone's standing down there with a CSET 75 or something, and you just, even if you're running down ramp and upper, there's still a chance this guy can headshot 1 or 2 people with a CC. It's just a powerful position. And you don't want to hard check it, because checking it means turning your back to the rest of the B bomb site, which is never fun. So here, that's a way to do it. Again, you've got to spend a little bit of time practicing it. It has to be pretty perfect, because the thing that we're aiming for is this small. That might also be a reason why people are not going to use this in pro gaming, but whatever. We'll see how it goes. The last one, because we always like having these in videos, is a wall bang, and this is the one that you can try and get yourself Overwatch banned for if you're so inclined. I think it's absolutely hilarious, and I actually think this could be something that would have to be changed just a little bit with the map, just because, yeah, well, you'll see. So all we're doing is running up here, pretend we're on the CT side, and we're going to be standing right. You can stand pretty much anywhere here, but I prefer to stand more to the left, and you'll see why. So we're just standing a little bit to the left. We're going to double scope, and we're going to look for this part of the wall. So there's the star. There's a bit of a bullet hole decal there, and if you go up, you're going to you can sort of see it there. There's like a little piece of gray that I'm trying to outline that's a little bit up from that. It's not that hard to find once you look at it. You shoot through that, and you shoot through the whole wall right here. And this is headshot height for anyone standing here. And think about the line, the diagonal line that we're crossing here. A lot of people spend time moving back and forth in this position. In fact, a lot of people will do this movement you should see when in pro games. Am I looking down when I'm jumping across there? I might be. Anyway, people do this jump all the time, right? Which means they're essentially jumping like literally the whole time, almost inside of that diagonal line. If they stand here and they get headshot, they die immediately. And that's all we really want. So it's a way to cut this in part. There are a lot of other angles to do this shot from, right? So you can sort of move up as you go, and instead of taking the shot here, you take the shot, a little bit further out, and you can sort of keep playing. Oh, that was a little bit further, but you can keep sort of getting the shot through at different angles. I think that one is the most safe one, and you could just do it as sort of a throwaway thing if you feel like you're like a little bit bored and you just want to spend some time doing it. Then it's pretty easy to line up. So go test that out. Do it in some matchmaking game, get someone headshot, and send me the video, and we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll be back with more videos on Train or some other maps soon enough.